Yo, what's good? It's the boy do the views and heavy spoilers for Avatar Last Airbender Book 2. You have been warned. I have just finished it, and what do I think of it? Well, let's talk about the good. It's pretty much just as good as Book 1. In terms of the characterizations of characters, I feel like all the characters are pretty much more or less like how they were in Book 1, but they're a lot more mature in this season, particularly Aang and Zuko. Zuko actually has a pretty well developed arc in this season. He's not as cowardly or as annoying as he was in the first season, and he truly has Aang's back. I do like how they have formed a brotherly bond, and he has a lot of really great moments where he takes up this leader-esque role, and he is the one dude on the team that is very committed to stopping the Fire Nation and wanted to try and convince the Earth Nation to get their man, fight the Fire Nation and save their people. I couldn't help but feel proud for our boy Zuko. Another character that I really liked in this season was Toph. She is such a fiery character in this group and adds so much life to the new Avatar group. I truly believe that Toph is one of the strongest earthbenders because every time she faces any earthbender, they just look like chumps compared to the powerful Toph. The thing I like about Toph and a lot of the other female characters in this show is that they aren't written to be quote-unquote tropes, but they feel like real people, particularly Azula's group. But I think one of the best parts of this season is diving into Zuko and his uncle Iroh and just diving deep into who Zuko is as a character. We see in the flashback that Zuko is just a normal kid like every other kid, but man, the way he and his sister were pretty much raised by their parents is quite interesting. It looks like Zuko's mother seemed to care more for Zuko and treat him with a lot of love and care, while she sort of let Azula run wild, and Azula was quite a fiery child. She hasn't changed at all since she was a kid, but that's what her father likes about her, and he seems to approve of Azula more than Zuko. So excluding Uncle Iroh, the one person that Zuko truly cared for was gone, and he's stuck with his father and sister who don't really give a rat's ass about him. It was hard for Zuko growing up, and you understand why he's the way he is, which makes his bond with Uncle Iroh even more impactful, how he's just wanting Zuko to be the best version he can possibly be. He knows that if Zuko keeps going down this dark path, it's gonna get him killed. I mean, it's like what Uncle Iroh said. Back in season 1, he got Aang, he was able to capture the Avatar, but he didn't have a plan of what to do next. He was so obsessed with his mission and his pride was on the line that he didn't know how to keep himself safe. And I do believe Uncle Iroh is very protective of Zuko, as he doesn't quite like the whole idea of Zuko going down this dark path, and he wants Zuko to be the best dude he can possibly be without getting himself killed like what happened to Uncle Iroh's son. I really like this season as Zuko and Uncle Iroh are more or less on the run. They're not part of the Fire Nation anymore. I enjoyed the episode where Zuko is alone. Literally, the episode is called Zuko Alone. Even though he's pretended to be a normal civilian, he feels like he has to try and not hide and run away from who he is and try and be his best version. But I felt a little bit bad for Zuko seeing the people he saved not treat him with respect, finding out who he truly is. Another pro of this season is the animation looks even better than season 1. I think a lot of the fight scenes have a certain fluidity and there's much more impact and intensity to the battles this time around, especially in the season finale where Zuko, just when you think he is able to finally see the light and try and help Aang out, he's like, no, he wants to be part of the Fire Nation and he wants to have his honor restored and he wants his rightful place on the throne. It was frustrating seeing that. I really thought Zuko was going to come around, and you can see the disappointment on Uncle Iroh's face. Even Zuko feels conflicted over it. The show ends on a pretty dour note. It's sort of the Empire Strikes Back of the Avatar series, as the first season ended with a victory and this one ended with a loss. I feel like the Star Wars trilogy really influenced a lot of TV shows and movies moving forward. Now let's talk about the mixed aspect of this season. Aang kinda is more or less the same character he's been throughout season 1. I feel like they're saving his big development for the final season, but Aang is pretty much the same. same. He did have that one arc where Arpa got kidnapped and he was frustrated with everyone and he missed Arpa so much. And you understand why he felt that way. Arpa is his only tie to his past and his longest friend. But apart from that, Aang has pretty much stayed true to who he's always been. Not really much change or difference. I feel like that big change will happen once he is able to truly understand how to truly master the Avatar state and what is truly important to him and whether or not he can eventually master the fire technique. Another mixed aspect of this season was Azula. Honestly, I don't like this character, but the writers did a good job at making her really unlikable. And the frustrating part about her is that while I don't like her as a person, you can't help but watch all of the carnage unfold. She is a living, breathing, ticking time bomb. Wherever she goes, there's a lot of drama and tension and despair, especially with the fact that she was able to overthrow the Earth Kingdom. I like how they kept her one note, just being evil and not having an ounce of likability. The only thing I like about her are her two friends that she recruited to join her team, who have wildly different personalities from one another. One is hyperactive and very energetic. She's like the female Monkey D. Luffy, and the other is so emo, checked out, just not really feeling it. She's always bored, she wants excitement. And honestly, those two girls more or less make Azula look good. I don't really have anything negative to say with this season, other than the fact that there were one or two episodes that did drag on for a bit. They did feel a little bit fillerish, but they were still charming nevertheless. Like the episode where you see Appa flying and trying to get back to Aang. But regardless, I did like this season overall. It's consistently as good as season 1. So just like with season 1, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. And I'll give it an A+. I think I just like it as much as season 1, but how will the third and final season compare to this season? Well, you just gotta wait and see, but tell me in the comments down below, what did you guys think of season 2? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Like this video, subscribe for more Avatar reactions and reviews, as well as other anime updates and comparisons and all that jazz. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy did a review signing out.